Well, good morning, folks. Hopefully the gnats won't be too bad this time. We've seen this place before. I was here actually yesterday. Remember? We're gonna do the lock and dam. I gotta see the name of the trail again because I got locks on my mind for some reason. So this is always worth taking the time to look at when you're here. I think the road's called Green Bridge Road. Oh, man, I miss this. And again, this is an hour and a half drive from my residence, so even though I'm from the state, it's still, wow. Wish I was closer to some of these places. Yeah. Remember, that is a trail, Murphy's Hill. So, yeah, unfortunately, all my interests, like I'm an outdoor enthusiast and a train enthusiast, each one of those I have to travel over an hour to get to places like a high active rail line, being the CSX Syracuse Terminal subdivision. Or if you go a mile and a half, Fairport, or an hour and a half, and to get up here to Old Forge is an hour and a half, Thendara for the nature. Alright, so we got a trail registry coming up here. Again, keep your eye out for deer. I don't think they're user friendly like they are in, yeah. I keep forgetting the name of the town. I said it twice. Old Forge. At least the gnats aren't out yet, so. Trailhead, lock and dam. Okay, it does say lock and dam. Middle branch of Moose River, 1 mile. Again, I mentioned in the other video, if anybody from the state commission or whatever it's called, we could, like, if you put a map with all the trails, like in something like this, you need some flimsy, not a piece of paper, but something with a coated, what do they call, laminated. Like if they had a map here or something, I could go, okay, this trail's this long, this trail's this long, it connects to this trail. Alright, I'm going to sign into this real quick and we're going to start hiking. Registered location, Lock and Dam Trail, Unit, Black River Wildlife Management Area. And this is a busy place because they started this in January and it's already a full page front and back. So, again. Alright, well, let me sign in. And doing this is very important, so if you come across one of these little kiosks, sign in. Not only that, it could save your life. People knowing where you are if you get lost or go off trail for some reason. And it helps fund this trail. Like if they look at this, like I just told you that for 5 months, we're not even on the on season yet and this page is already full. That tells you this trail is pretty popular. And then they could go into it and look like, okay, this guy's from Utica, this guy's from Lacona, this guy's from Ohio. So. Alright, here we go. Because I didn't know this trail connected into, like, the only way I know this trail connects into other ones is because I took the Murphy Hill Trail to the top where it intersected another trail which intersects this trail. So at some point we're going to cross this trail or another trail from this trail. So I didn't know those trails are here. I knew about this trail. This trail was in a Google search. Deer tracks. Well, let's see, decent sized buck walking. Oh, yeah. I'm just gonna try to mute myself. There's a sign on this tree, and it'll go from there because it's too peaceful for you to hear me yapping. It's considered, look how deer tracks over here. It's considered mud season, so apparently what they do here is, because I wanted to stay and camp, but the gates are closed for mud season, and I found out a timeline when they open up, but it's not really listed on the website that I could see, so I had to get up here to see for myself. Wednesdays before Memorial Day weekend, whatever day that falls off, Wednesday they open the gates, but they close them like when there's a thin layer of snow on the ground. They'll close it and call it mud season so they don't rut the trails up, and that's why these trails are immaculate and not rutted up, because they close those gates when there's so much amount of snow left, and then they'll open them back up for people like me that go hike those same trails without, you know, falling in the ruts. Alright, here we go. That ticking you're hearing when I walk is a counter for steps. So that's how I can estimate. So if you hear me walking and you hear click, click, click. I just thought about it because I just heard it, so I know you heard it if I hear it. That was my leg, foot, ankle, whatever it is, going out again. Another reason being out of shape is not good. I thought that was somebody's sock. Oh, look at that nasty sock. Oh, that's a peach tree. thought this might have been a camp spot, but it's not. The sign tells you otherwise. If you're sure, look for those. Designated camping areas will not have the red on it. It will be an actual picture of a tent. But man, can you imagine? There are places out here, just not this particular spot, but there are places out here with a little bit of effort. You can set up a camp and have a view like this all night, all morning, all evening. But not here, not this spot. But this is what the Adirondacks is. Just imagine having your tent set up and looking out like out here like this. Oh, what was that? Turkey? I heard a turkey. Listen. .28, I think. Yeah, 28. Route 28 is right over there. So. No camping, no fires. What? Okay, first thing, I forgot to tell you, but I got here and didn't realize it until too late after it closed. I'm going to stop by after I'm done hiking and see if it's open. I don't know if it's still closed for the season or not, because everything's still off season right now. It's kind of a downtime because the snowmobile season, the winter stuff is shut down. And we're in the transition to get, okay, Memorial Day is literally 3 weeks away. So we're giving things time to, you know, relax before, wham, here comes all the walkers and the tourism. So this used to be a snowmobile trail. They shut that down, so we didn't rut it up or anything. And then they're going to open up for hiking. And then it's going to be the busy season. But the hotel I stayed at, I showed you it before. I can't think of Christie's Motel, Motel Christie. They had a little pamphlet on the in my room, gave you all the attractions, all the restaurants, all the information you needed within a 5-mile radius. And I keep saying, I wish I had a map. I wish I had a map. I wish I had a map. Well, Old Forge has a visitor center. That's where you get your maps from. So, but it was closed both times, so couldn't really see what that was all about. And it said that when you, just before you get to the Enchanted Forest theme park or amusement park, you see a wooden bridge, wooden one-lane bridge. That's what the visitor center is. But that's supposed to have all the maps and everything you need to get information, so on. So you'd want to check that when you get up here, if it's open. Because I gotta imagine they'd have a map, a specific trail map for the specific management area. Uh-oh. Alright, we got a steep hill here. Which I was kind of expecting, because as I mentioned before, we did Murphy's Hill and it's on top of that, so yeah. Not this specific trail, but there was a trail at Murphy's Hill took you over to this one. Alright, so you don't hear me huffing and puffing the whole time. I'm going to turn you off for this. And I believe this trail ends with a view. I mean, it starts with a view. It should end with one. I did research a couple years ago on it when I was looking for trails to hike. Yeah, there's a view here somewhere. Hopefully that's the only climb today. It's funny too, is the difference from where I live to here, places like these, is the trees are barely budding right now. The trees at my place along Lake Ontario, they're only 2 days from being full foliage, and here they're barely even starting to turn. So something was off this way. Old road. That's what this is I'm walking on, I believe. This is no old road this way, but as soon as you come up the hill, yeah, you can see it turn right here. Something used to be, maybe a logging trail. There are a lot of tree stumps around here. And we are in black bear territory, and I do have the usual can of juice. Gotta think about doing that now. Yeah, this is also a skiing trail. Looking at the markers up here on the tree. You get the blue as the trail marker, the yellow is the ski trail marker. I hear the birds waking up. Trail squeezes up here. You probably notice you hear in every footstep I take. That's on purpose. Black bears. I'm gonna have them hear you come and make as much noise as possible at a sane level. I'm trying to shoot the video also at the same time. I'm trying to warn animals I'm on my way. That's why you hear me thump, thump, thump all the way through the woods. Especially in tight areas like this where you can't see anything. Come up to that trail intersection. Murphy's Hill, which we've already hiked, 0.9 miles from here. Nick's Lake, 1.8. Bisbee Road, 2 miles. And I found that other end of the Bisbee Road. So that is a possibility. But I'll have to hike it from the Bisbee Road end. And here's our trail, the nice obvious one. It looks like we're close to our destination. Green Bridge Road, Thendara, 0.9 miles. Lock and Dam, middle branch to the Moose River. Oh, it's literally right on the corner. To be honest, I don't think I went a mile, but again, this is me back-to-backing every Empire State Trail episode the last couple of months. I hear water, and they're going back down the hill. The gnats are starting to come out, but not bad yet. This side isn't as steep as the other side, so this is doable. Alright, you're going to see it. It's going to be my first time seeing it, so you can have my reaction as well. So be prepared. Here we go. Our final destination at the end of the trail. Curious why they're calling it a dam. Also curious why that would be constructed there. It don't seem like it's serving much of a purpose. That's a neat little spot. Still wonder about the history of this. The Adirondack Railroad is right there, by the way. I'm trying to keep the obvious out of the out of the frame. That's the Adirondack Scenic right there. I don't know if there used to be a bridge that went over to the other side or not. Well, if anybody knows, you can comment down below. Alright, now the journey back. Get a nice little decent hike. You get a reward at the end. And, yep, we'll be rolling on the way back. And thanks for watching. I got one more stop for today, but it's not going to be in the old Forest area. It's going to be more toward Boonville, so keep an eye out for that one. I missed this. So I was looking at these signs, so I looked at that sign, looked at that sign, then turned and walked away. I never even saw this tree. And the gnats are definitely coming out, so there ain't going to be much B-roll on the way back, so I'm going to just full send it back to the car to get out of this bug-infested misery. The second you stop, it's like beehive on you. But, you know, it's normal for the first couple of weeks of spring. And then eventually the mosquitoes will be out here in a week or two, and then the biting flies. Same old routine. As soon as the weather gets nice, there's something to make it still be miserable.